Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about the new ColourPop no filter concealers, and then also I'm going to be doing an eyeshadow look on the new Yes Please palette. I am not sure if the Yes Please palette is new, however it is new to me, and when I was on the site buying the concealers I saw the eyeshadow palette and it was only 16 bucks, so I was like, let's go ahead and try that out too. The concealers do run for $6, which is super cheap. That's kind of like drugstore prices, maybe a little bit cheaper than some drugstore concealers. So if you guys want to see my review on this concealer and then also an eyeshadow look on the Yes Please palette, then just keep on watching the video. Alright, so we're first going to start off with the eyeshadow palette, and excuse the mountains that are growing on my face. I don't know what's going on in this area, but I'm breaking out for some reason. But this is what the inside of the palette looks like. So it's like my kind of palette, nice and warm and gold shades. And holding these side by side, this one right here is the Kylie Cosmetics Burgundy palette, and then this one is obviously the Yes Please palette. And as you guys can see, it is like low-key a dupe. They're not the same shades, but they definitely are similar. But just so you guys can get a size comparison, the ColourPop palette is a lot smaller. For my transition shade, I'm going to go in with this shade right here, which is like a straight up orange shade, and I'm just going to apply this in the crease. Wow, so as you guys can see, it is definitely pigmented and there is some fallout, but you guys know I don't really care about that. Now I'm going to take this shade right here, which is kind of like a cranberry shade, and apply this in the crease as well. And these eyeshadows do have names, but I don't know where the box is, so I'm just going to point to them. Now I'm going to take this shade right here, which is like a deep brown. I'm so happy that ColourPop put a like deep brown in here, because all the shades are kind of light. And then you just need like that deep brown, something to really like darken up a look. So I'm just applying this on the outer V of my eye. So I will say these eyeshadows are definitely pigmented. However, you do have to dunk in and kind of scrape the eyeshadow in order to get like a really pigmented look. They're not kind of like one touch pigmentation. Like you do have to build it up some. Now just going back in with that cranberry shade and blending out this brown. I'm going to take some ABH concealer and cut my crease. I always do this because it just makes your eyeshadow look really, really cool. So I'm just taking a little bit of this concealer and I'm just going to apply it right here on my lid. I'm going to go in with this gold right here. It is super, super pretty. So I'm just going to apply this on my brush and then spray it with some setting spray. I always do this with my shimmers because it just makes them like super pigmented. And I'm also using packing lotions. Ooh, see that? Popping. So I'm just swirling my brush in here again and just packing. I'm just flipping the brush over and going in with this shade right here, which is a gold, but it's more of like a green gold, or like a, I don't know, it's just a lot different. And as you guys can see, that has a lot of fallout. Ooh, okay, that got everywhere. And then put this more so in the inner portion of my eye. Alright, and now I'm going back in with that cranberry shade and just going like more so in here. That way we can like intensify that cut crease. These are the three concealers that I got. I got medium, golden, and rich. Here are the concealer swatch. So the lightest shade is medium, the middle shade is golden, and then the last one is rich. So I think I'm going to use golden and medium to highlight with, just because medium seems a little bit too neutral and then golden could possibly be a little bit too dark for me to highlight with. And I'm pretty sure that ColourPop came out with like 15 shades, I want to say. So that's pretty good for them, for this to be like their first time coming out with like complexion products. You know, 15 shades is pretty good. However, there were probably like 8 or 9 shades for like lighter skin tones, and then like 5 shades for darker skin tones. So I want you guys to keep in mind though that whenever you're concealing or highlighting or whatever, you're definitely going to go in with a shade lighter. So maybe that's where ColourPop was coming from. They wanted to make the shades lighter, that way everyone will have a shade that they can highlight with. And medium is looking a little light, I'm not even gonna lie. But I am gonna mix it in with golden. So as you guys can see though, it's definitely full pigment. Like it's pretty nice and creamy, and it just glides on. Like, so I do like to let my concealer dry just to get the most coverage out of it. Then also I feel like it blends better, so I'm just gonna let this dry for a little bit and then I'll blend it out. So I'm just going to start with my forehead and start blending this out. And as I'm blending this concealer out, it definitely looks full coverage. Now, I don't know if it's because I applied a lot of concealer on, which I feel like I applied the normal amount. I don't know, but it definitely is looking full coverage. And it's definitely a matte concealer, so there's no shine or glow or anything to it. So it's definitely not like the L'Oreal Pro Glow Concealer. If you have like oily skin, I think you'll definitely like this, because this is definitely drying down to like a powdery, super matte finish. But it doesn't look bad or anything. So if you're one of those people like me that like to wait a little longer for your concealer to dry almost so that you can, you know, blend it out and it gives you the maximum coverage, you probably will not have to do that with this concealer, because I feel like it took longer to blend because I let it dry. You see what I'm saying? So if you are going to try this concealer, I don't think you'll have to let it dry, because I feel like it'll give you the same exact coverage regardless. Now I'm just going to take Rich concealer and apply this on one side of my face and blend it out to contour. And I'm taking an e.l.f. stippling brush and just blending this out. Now, Rich is the darkest shade in the collection, and I do feel like if they want people to try to contour with their concealer, they need to go a little bit darker than Rich, because Rich is kind of like my contour shade. Like, I would think that, you know, and I don't think I'm that dark, so I feel like if they want people to actually contour with using this concealer, they definitely have to go darker than Rich. And definitely go in with a light hand, because, you know, things are getting out of hand over here. A lot of product comes out on the applicator, so you want to go in with a light hand because it can get carried away real fast. Ooh, so that contour looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and take the concealer in Golden and just apply this right under that contour. That way I can get a sharp edge. And I'm just taking like the smallest amount because, girl, a lot comes out on these applicators. I do really like how this concealer is setting down. It has a matte finish. I do feel like this concealer sets on its own almost. Like, my face does not feel tacky, which is weird because I haven't even set my face with powder. So I feel like this concealer would probably be good as foundation as well. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup, and then I'll be back to give you guys my final thoughts on the eyeshadow palette and the concealers. Okay guys, so I finished my makeup and I'm gonna say that I am here for this concealer. Oh, it is so good. Like, as I'm looking at my face, like, it looks absolutely phenomenal. Like, that concealer is definitely full coverage in my opinion. The concealer looks really good. Once I set it with the setting powder, it did not budge. It hasn't creased or anything. The contour still looks good. So I'm definitely here for it. I think that it's pretty full coverage. So I will say that go in with a light hand, because as you guys saw when I was blending out my contour, like, it took forever. And that's just because I applied way too much product. I mean, for $6, like, you can't beat that. Like, that is such a good deal for how much pigment you have. So I'm definitely here for these concealers. The eyeshadow palette is okay. I don't feel like it's anything special. Do you need this palette? That's going to be your call. Honestly, I have like 10 eyeshadow palettes that are literally just like this. Like the Modern Renaissance palette, the Kylie Burgundy palette, even the Urban Decay Heat palette is similar to this palette. So for $16, that's not bad. They're definitely awesome eyeshadows. They blended good and I think they look really good. However, I don't feel like this is like a palette that's different or unique or anything like that. So I would pass on the palette if you are in the market. I don't feel like it's that serious for you to get it. The concealers you definitely have to try. I really do like them. So that's really all I have to say. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my channel on your way out, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.